Hello, my beautiful pandemicals. 'Tis I here. Covidians, this retail park is quiet. Let me just hint at how quiet. For if you look there, and even if you look there, throughout the windows of this car, even looking forwards, this retail park is quiet. I just was in the shadow of a bloke driving a Chelsea tractor by me. A huge Chelsea tractor. 4x4, one person in it. He's got his flat hat on. Obviously necessary, because he must live on a farm somewhere. Not the same necessary with Chelsea tractors that parents pick their kids up from school in because the schools are closed and he didn't look old enough to have kids. Maybe grandkids, but no kids. Isn't it appalling, Covidians, that when you look at the food parcels people are getting to feed their kids over the school holidays, we've got down now as far as a few apples, a few slices of bread, banana, some baked beans, Heinz beans, mind you, beans with a Z as well. Yeah, isn't that amazing? Yeah. After my reading of Charles Dickens' Great Expectations, which, by the way, was an absolutely brilliant book. If you haven't read it or listened to it being read, do listen out for it, because there are plenty of free readings of it available. Started on Hard Times. Now, I read Hard Times for my degree absolutely decades ago. But again, it is so appropriate to be reading that in Tory Britain, even to be reading it in a pandemic. It was written, as is actually said in the text, in what would have been the late 1800s. Yeah. Well, we're going back that way now. That's how the Tories want it. They want this return to Victorian Britain. In one of the chapters I've just been listening to, it talks about Coketown. And Coketown is, I don't know if it's a town in the northeast or whatever, but some of the people doing the voice characterizations have got like, why, hey man, we're all Geordies round here, you know. Why, hey man. So it could be Geordie, I don't know. But Coketown's got the dark satanic mills. It's got the smoke cycling upwards like great snakes from the chimneys of industry. And Dickens describes as like large, moving, oiled engines. The engines, the machines of industry. Coketown is a place where even lifespans are calculated. Value from a single person is calculated. In those days, it would have been in pounds, shillings, and pence. Cecilia Jupe, is told she must not fancy for things. She must not think of things. She must not imagine things. For Mr. Gradgrind, the headmaster of the school, says, we want facts. We must be able to tick off, cross and cross-check columns of facts. And yet, Dickens says, how do we account for lost human lives as simple matters of fact? How do we balance the profit and loss account when it comes to life and death? In Coketown, everything is reduced to facts and figures. We have no room for emotion or sentiment. These kids that they teach in their school, he describes them as like little vessels into which they are going to impart knowledge and facts. Near the very beginning of the book, there's Cecilia Jupe's one of the main characters. Her father is the one who goes away, and it is hoped that he comes back, and she keeps his liniment oil for him because he was like a circus performer, and Sissy used to tend to him when he was injured, and she keeps this oil in the special hope that he will come back to her, for he left her. But you see, in the lesson in which the book opens in the school, Mr. Thomas Gradgrind asks for a definition of a horse, and Sissy gives quite a sort of almost romanticised definition, almost like a horse on a merry-go-round, or a pantomime horse, or something very, very imaginative and very pictorial. And then Bitzer, because he has bits of knowledge, a shaft of light falls upon him, and he describes it as quadruped. Quadruped. I don't know if he says something like mainly omnivorous. So many hooves. So many hooves, often worn down by contact with pavement. Facts, for we want facts. Do you ever look at the way the Tories like history being taught? Do you ever look at that? It's fascinating. They love facts. They want the kids to be able to reel off all the dates with all the events and say, facts, sir, this happened to this person at this time on this day. And they can reel off a list of facts. They might just as well have learned how to reel off the contents of the inner London telephone directory. We don't teach kids to think, to deduce, to put things together, to come to conclusions, to think for themselves. We teach them just the repetitious, dull learning of fact. That is a fact, and I can prove it. Why do you think people are so brainwashed by right-wing ideology? Why are they so brainwashed by what this government is doing? Why are they so easy to brainwash? Because they're not taught to think of anything other than what is considered fact, demonstrable, and thereby true. Take this government's attitude towards the arts. They don't want them. They don't serve a purpose. They are not factual. They cannot actually calculate how much money can be made for every second that a performance is enjoyed or watched. They cannot get a monetary value out of art. We are living in what would have been called a utilitarian society. And utilitarians don't bother with emotion, feeling, morality even. Notice how immoral our government are. Basic acts of immorality. Notice how they don't show emotion, like machines. The machines that Dickens describes in the factories of Coketown are about as devoid of emotion as the people, the managers, the overseers, the supervisors, the ones who supervise Stephen Blackpool at his power loom. no trade unions. Well, that's kind of what the Tories hate, don't they? They don't like trade unions. Don't think that Keir Starmer's all that fond of trade unions either. Plenty of trade unions actually now saying, well, I think we should leave our affiliation with the Labour Party, and I hope to God they do. I hope my own trade union actually separates from the Labour Party, because Keir, you're useless. Absolutely useless. You don't speak for working people anymore. The Labour Party doesn't speak for the ordinary man in the street, common, decent working people. You speak for the self-interested, powerful group. And you're no better than the Tories, Starmer. Anyway, I just thought I'd have a bit of a moan and tell you that this is the end of a supply run. We're actually doing shopping for our neighbours as well. So help out your neighbour while you can, okay? Bye.